Hey everyone, Miacidae here, welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So today on the No Hope Estate, we're going to be hopefully taking out the Baron, which in case will cure all of our Crimson Curses and give us some relief from the infection. Well, that's the hope. We'll see if that actually happens, but we have brought out a very strong team to do this. However, we'll go over the rules once again for this estate, just in case everyone's going, well, it's just the Baron, it's not that hard. There are caveats to make this somewhat difficult. So we're starting at the Yellow Gate today, which means we have to get to the green key, then bring the green key to the Baron. If I beat the Baron, I would like to take the red key to get the extra chest, but if we can't do that, we can't do that. But then on top of that, this is a no hope estate, which means there is no battle healing. We cannot heal in battle unless it is from something like Vigorous or like the monsters healing us. All other forms of battle healing are turned off, just to kind of show things like that, so people don't think I'm utterly insane. Weird Reconstruction no longer heals. There's also no stress healing. So, Inspiring Tune from the Jester, no longer stress heals. There is no stunning, so Uppercut and Flashbang no longer even stun. Skills like that have been modified so they no longer stress heal, they no longer heal, and they no longer stun. Do you catch why this is a little bit harder than just the normal Baron now? And even things like the Duchess's on crit heal have been removed. There were like rules and stuff that I didn't go far enough into to remove, so that's why like Vigorous will still heal, crits will still stress heal. Small little things like that, but in the grand scheme of things, they don't do nearly as much as like, hey, just healing at the end of combat, things like that. We can still heal with food, we can still heal with curios, so that's how we're keeping alive. But in the midst of combat, if we get crit down to Death's Door, we're staying at Death's Door for the most part, which is what I expect to happen at the Baron. Which is going to be a doozy. So that is the plan, is to get to the Baron. Hopefully. There are quite a few fights along the way. We'll see what happens. So the party for today is Ranni, the Lunar Princess. I did want to test something with her because I talked with Iris a few days ago and we worked on the Crystal Slipper here. Now it does say on melee attack, self-heal for 30% of max HP. That should actually be removed, it just still has the tooltip, so I did want to test that. And also I wanted to test that both the Frost Glint and the Comet Strikes, inflicting 3 additional damage, if the target is glinted actually, should be still healing or doing damage along with the Finger Slayer Blade. So that's why we have this trinket set up. So she's going to be especially strong on the Baron. Once we get everything set up, she will be doing a lot of extra damage. However, the heal from the Crystal Slipper should not be going off. I'm hoping it's not going to go off, but we'll see on that. But otherwise, we're going to be switching from Sword form to Magic form, just doing a lot of damage, especially abusing the Finger Slayer Blade with Izuri and Nova just getting to the boss. And we'll see how things go from there. Selene is, of course, doing Crimson Downpour, which does a lot of bleeding damage in the courtyard. It is really, really powerful. Beast form, this increases the bleed amount received for the enemy, and does a 4 for 3 bleed, so this almost doubles the bleed amount they take. And then if I up the bleed amount I do, this already does like, I think it was a 10 or 11 bleed. It's kind of insane. And then we have the Nobusuba's Glare to up her crit and up her accuracy. We then have Vigo to double the amount that Selene already does bleed-wise with Implode. This also doubles the bleed amount she receives, so I do have to be careful with this. But that's just going to rip through things getting to the Baron. I also have Enshroud to cure Bleed and Blight and cure a marked target, and stealth them, and Tick-Tock to make someone go faster. After that, we just have Disrupt to bypass and break, guard, stealth, and riposte. And then his trinkets are the Ancestor's Mat for scouting, trap, disarm, of course, and Twisted Spines for plus protection. He should be getting a plus 15 or plus 45% protection total from the Twisted Spines. And then finally, for a bit of damage versus bleeding, we have again Greymane, the Cursed or the Lord of the Worgen. We're going to be using him in Beast form mainly, so that is either Razor Swipe for minus bleed resistance and bleeding, Dark Flight to transform into Worgen or do damage versus bleeding, or go for the throat for damage and armor piercing. Ancestor's Letter Opener for accuracy and on hit melee, or on melee hit bleeding, and the Bloody Feather for damage versus bleeding once again. So let's just get to this. This is gonna be a doozy. Of course, bringing all the food. Let me go through here really quick and make sure I have enough of everything. Looks like we're loaded up with what I might need. Hope I have everything. You know, I'm going to bring some anti-venoms for the boss as well because he can spawn supplicants. And if I can't heal and Vigo's not in the right spot, I can't get rid of the blight, so we'll go with that. I can get rid of the Crimson Curse here as well, but I might want to save that for until we're in the actual fight itself. Alright, let's go. As you can see, we've explored quite a bit so far. So moving on along. Oh hell. I was hoping to actually get that. Oh well. We're gonna give Celine blood then. And continue stacking that food, and in we go. We're gonna go up. We're going to grab this because this gives us firewood, which we're going to want later.
Are often low on supplies.
We need to save at least one for the boss. And this should be a pretty simple fight. I was hoping Ranni would go first, but that's fine. Monstrous Affliction. Crimson Downpour bleeding them. Got the bleed, got the debuff, so that's a 7 bleed. We are going to transform her. Just shifting her back. Then I'm just going to Azurian Nova them. And then they take extra damage because I hit 3 targets.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
So just the Esquire left. Moving back. And then Dark Flight hitting Esquire.
Annihilate.
That's the fight, because there's only 3 of them. Oh, I thought the Supplicant was going to bleed, my bad. We're gonna feed the beast.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Take the crest. Realistically, I don't need any of that. Gonna pop Ranni here in front. Take the food. Heal with this food. Again, needs a little bit. And we'll leave the rest, because we got 48 food right here. Didn't realize how many bandages I actually took here. We have the chance of getting Ranni's last Crimson Court trinket if we loot with her, so I'm going to do that. Get rid of some of these extra bandages. And then we go up. I'm going to leave this once I find it. I thought there was something there. Oh no, we're in a different spot. My bad. I can read maps, I swear. Alright, Lunar Princess goes first, so quick strike. That makes her go faster on the next turn. A little bit of extra damage to everyone else. Crit down. And then we're gonna transform. Azurian Nova. Per blam. 3 damage to everyone else on top of the damage we just did. Yeah, Affliction. And then Downpour. Leading those 2.
Diminished.
Well, you were who I was going to take down. We're going to disrupt. Hitting Butler. Butler down. Supplicant bleeding for 7. So we just need to hit the Esquire. Well, I should have probably just disrupted. Disengage. Quicksilver Bullet.
As the fiend falls,
and then Supplicant bleeds out. Taking what we can. Gonna leave the rest. Up we go.
Driven into the mud.
There should be a hidden room, like, right... Well, I missed it. Maybe we get it on the way back. Maybe we just didn't scout it. Default party order, too. Search with Ranni. Look for the food. No one needs it. We don't need the money either, so I'm just going to leave it. Probably should have left it until after this room. Quick strike. See if we take out a bug. Magic form. Splat the bug. Or eviscerate it. Or turn it into smoke. Vigo's a little bit screwed right now, so we're just going to pass his turn. So if I pass with, or I move him back, then Gen can't do what I want. We're going to feed the beast on Esquire. Dark Flight onto second Esquire. He's gonna heal. It's sad that he heals so much off of dealing one single damage. We're going to transform. Sword form. Quick strike. Esquire down. Kari in charge. Sycophant down.
Eradicated.
And then because he got the Crimson Curse, we're gonna get rid of that on him. But once again, I'm gonna wait until we get closer. No, I'm not. I need to get rid of something anyway. Honestly, I get rid of the Crimson Curse. Leaving this stuff. Taking the key. And down we go. Also default, or not default party order, but moving Ranni in front. We have enough food, so let's stay on top of full health. And then once we get down, we're gonna head to the right. Which there's gonna be another battle coming up. Got him surprised, that's good. Quick strike on Knight. Armor piercing is awesome. I can't hit the Sycophant, which I would love to do. So, transform. And instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to Frost Glint the Blood Flower.
Impressive.
Because that puts a glint on it, and then I can test a few things. Monstrous Affliction, Downpour, bleeding them. Razor Swipe, bleeding once again.
And power.
Vigo, disrupt the Sycophant. After we tick-tock on Ranni, making her go faster. I'm hoping that Sycophant bleeds out. There we go.
Unforeseen. Unforgiving.
Okay, that hurt a tad. I think that's also... No, that's a bleed, not a stun. Okay. So, transform. Now this may heal, let's see. We got rid of it, awesome to see. I should have just done Moon Bequeaths, but I like the animation for Nova.
The greater the glory.
Alright, default party order.
These nightmarish creatures can be felled. They can be beaten.
Put Gen in 2. Get rid of the bleeding, gonna heal up. Can I take anything? That's a no. I'm gonna keep the food just in case the Baron goes alright. That way I can go to the fights afterward. What I might be able to get rid of is some of these medicinal herbs here. That way I can take more crests. So I know this is here. But that being said, actually what I'll do is I'll just backtrack to it. This way I have an extra to heal up off of. I'm going to keep her in Craving for now because I want her to be in Bloodlust for the boss. And Baron's in this room right to the left, so we are going to Firewood. Feast for the health and the stress, which I figured she wouldn't eat, which is a thing. I can produce a Panacea, which would mean I could get rid of that curse. Let's see how much I have left. Ranni doesn't need to do anything. He's not a size 2 or anything like that. I can plus bleed chance and cure disease on one companion. That would go really well on the Duchess. Then I can do Calling Card. And then I can minus some stress. That would go really, really well. Oh, and I can do, he does movement stuff, doesn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he has a pull. So, okay. We're gonna Almanac, because this is a plus bleed chance. Also might cure her disease? Oh, it didn't. But still plus bleed chance. That's good. If I do Knight of the Conspiration, that's plus movement resistance, so he can't pull me out of place. This is gonna be big. I know I don't... And plus accuracy. We're gonna create the Panacea. Panacea goes on Celine. I know I could have used the blood and gotten huge buffs out of that, but I don't like Crimson Curse whatsoever. We then have 3 left. And I can do minus 15 stress on one companion and get his stress down. Or I can do Encourage. Or I can do Calling Card. But I should probably get the stress down. So let's do Blackwalled Meditation, get his stress down by 1, get Celine's down by 15, because if Celine afflicts, everything goes to hell. Now I know I could Firewood again and try to get stress down further, but Lovely. Back by 2. Because we're ambushed, and Vigor already went. Just Adrian Nova blasting him.
The horror.
Thirst for Power hitting Supplicant. So that's a 5 out of 7 bleed, and then we Razor Swipe that takes everything but the Socialite out. Frostglint. And feed the beast.
As victories mount,
We'll keep those cravings
so
in check.
will resistance.
Alright, again, gonna need you a bit forward there, buddy. And everyone's pretty much at full health. That's the best we're gonna get. A little bit stressed out, but here we go. I see you there. The show begins.
Unabated, even now.
Ranni, quick strike. Sycophant. Now, I did damage the eggs. Does that... I thought that would screw me. Well, transform back. And we're going to Frost Glint the Baron. Now, he's glinted. Did damage to everyone else. I did want him glinted over anything else. I want to see how this is going to affect things going forward. Crimson Downpour, bleeding everything. Razor Swipe, bleeding them. Now, they don't get an action here. So, what we're going to do is... Speed 11, speed 15, so she should be going first. So I'm going to save... Oh no, I'm not going to save TikTok because the crit. So we're going to TikTok so that Ranni goes first. And then we're going to Disrupt. And hit the Baron for now, because I'm going to save Implode for a second. Transforming. We're gonna... yeah, we're gonna use a torch for accuracy. Quick strike. One down, damage on the rest. Transform again. Azuri and Nova, blasting them. We do extra damage because he's glinted. Sycophant bleeds out. Now, we have movement resistance, but that still stresses us out to all hell.
Knowing uncertainty, the birthplace of dread.
I'm going to Noble Obligation him. This does plus damage received and minus damage. I want those debuffs on him. Ah, hell.
Slowly, gently. This is how a life is taken.
Razor Swipe for the bleed.
A devastating blow.
Just keep him bleeding for now. I figured that one would hurt. Vigo, implode. I was thinking he'd go for second act. There we go. Now, it does say what one he's in. That's a little broken. Alright, well, transform. What's the debuff? Plus stress, that's fine. We're gonna quick strike. Just keeping that plus speed, because Finger Slayer does this. Oh, he's not glinted anymore because... Gotcha. Well, anyway. Nova, because I want the Sycophants gone.
Decisive pummeling.
And then Downpour, bleeding all of them.
Weaken.
So Sycophants 2 and 3 drop. Then Gen's gonna drop 1. So all we have left is Baron. And I actually brought Holy Waters for this. So I might as well use them. Just in case things get ugly. I actually should have used Leader of the Pack there for plus speed and all that jazz. Ranni once again just to keep that quick strike speed buff. And then we're gonna glint them. So Frost Glint.
returns even the boldest gaze.
And then thirst for power. Leading for 18 there, buddy. Good dodge, Vigo. I did not want you afflicting. And that's one hell of a mouth you have there, sir. Tick-tock. Disrupt. 44 health left. We're going for the throat. Third act, they say. Is that really gonna save you? Transforming. Getting him out in the open. Gonna quick strike. Transforming again. Adrian Nova.
Masterfully executed.
5 health left there, buddy. Disrupt.
The jig is up. The game is done.
How's that for fun and games? Hey, you can see the Viscount back there. And the Countess. I just realized that.
Beware.
How was that for your fun and games?
Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying
So,
fall.
obviously I'm taking the bedtime story for the Arbalest. This is plus 8 crit and 30% damage versus anything that's marked. This is amazing. It also has plus 35% movement chance and debuff chance. There are no downsides to this. I remember my father's kindly eyes. And then, of course, the blueprint. The blueprint is, like, amazing here. We're healing everyone up. Default party... Actually, yeah, no. Default party order. And we just throw Gen into. We can take the Sapphire. We're going to trade the Anti-Venom out for the Ruby. Stupidly. Then, if I had left, there's a red key. And I'm going to zoom in on my map here. Okay, so I do need that shovel. I doubly need that shovel. I'm not sure if that's going to be a torch or a shovel right here, but okay. So, just going to leave all this. Got enough blood. Technically, I can leave whenever I want if things get bad. I'm going to attempt to get to the other Crimson Court box down there. There's a red key right here.
A handsome
I'm going to give her up the jade for
for a
this.
task well performed.
And on we go. So, that wasn't so bad. However, if he had hit with 1 or 2 of those necessary disciplines, Vigo's afflicts are really bad and he would have afflicted, or Celine could have. And if she afflicts, she just tears my own party apart with, like, I think it's 10% of their own health and damage, like, almost every single turn. So, like, 1 or 2 extra hits from him that were misses, mind you, could have turned everything around for him. And I want to state just how bad things could have gone for me. Jute tapestry for some money, yay. So I only have 1 shovel, and like right here, right before the next room, there is a blockage of some sort. And I'm not sure if that is a torch one or a shovel one, so I realistically cannot give up the shovel for that. I don't think I have a bloody dice, but I'm not sure what to give up for it. I think we have enough crusts for now. We do not. So we'll give up the diamond for it, actually. 'Cause there's a few other things that I shouldn't give up the bandages just because so many things can bleed me in here. And there are other curios I can interact with it. Alright, taking out sick pen.
Decimated.
And just for a change of pace, 2 moon bequeaths.
Well struck.
I was not expecting that to body the strumpet. I was just expecting a little bit of damage to the Esquire and the strumpet there. See, here Vigo's gonna afflict. How do I get 2 vigourouses in a row?
Adversity can foster hope and resilience.
No, I was saying like how rare it's gonna be for me to get that, and then for them to start healing me with that. And then I get a second one in a row. I just guess I gotta say like, hey, I'm not gonna get it, blah blah blah.
In view. Or is it merely a trick of the light?
So we can take these crests. And we'll just leave this stuff. Because realistically, I'm not going to have too much more room. There goes my shovel. So I don't need the torch. So I can use this for the next fight. Going down. I have a firewood. Should I want to use it? Alright, go faster. Hitting with quick strike here. We cannot do moon bequeaths here, so we're going to transform. And if I do Azurian, we'll do a bunch of damage to them. I mean, you do you, Vigo. I was not expecting that. We're gonna make Celine do more bleed damage, double the bleed damage. Alright. Affliction. Bleed away. 11, 9, 11. And then go for the throat on the swollen blood flower. I think everything here bleeds out.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
How she made a flower guard her? I want to know her ways.
Victory, but a victory nonetheless.
Probably just gonna be getting rid of that stuff, but eh. Hey, bloody tick. This actually changes how things are gonna work. So since I was in row 4, I can't do the quick strike, but we can at least do Nova taking something out. Let's do Disrupt onto the Butler so he can't guard. I'll do Thirst for Power taking out the Esquire.
A powerful blow.
Knight left, and we can do, like, Dark Flight there. I actually wasn't expecting that to take him out. I was expecting the bleed attached to that
This
too.
expedition at least
But
promises
nonetheless... Alright, so we're going to go to the right here. I can get a little bit of a stress heal here. And that's going to go straight on the Duchess. I thought this was supposed to be a stress heal. I can read maps, folks. Nah, food is good.
a fortune waiting to be spent.
Suppose we can get like a full heal off here. And then search the curio. That I didn't really get much out of. And here's where I need to use the keys. So, with that being said, Vigo, Trap. I got nothing for him. Because nothing for him. Then battle, then I get to the room. Cool. So, implode on Celine, she'll do more bleed damage. Since we didn't go first, we're not going to quick strike. We can still blow them to bits with Azurian Nova. Well, I didn't transform, so that's not going to do what I wanted. And then Razor Swipe. Butler down. You know, I really did not expect to get through the courtyard this fast. I thought this was going to take like 4 or 5 attempts. Kinda glad it didn't. Because it's probably one of my least favorite areas. And we can go straight for the blood flower. We don't have a panacea. Disrupting the blood flower. Thirst for power. And down it goes.
Perhaps the turning
Taking
point.
what I can, which is like nothing. And we can take the money over the medicinal herbs. We can take the jade over the bandages, because it's going to be worth a little bit more. And then in we go, using the key of anger. One last fight. Tick-tock on Ranni. Implode for Celine. Just gonna change back here. Nova blowing them to bits. Affliction. See, I say she's the stronger of the cursed, because she doesn't need blood to transform. That's how you do it, folks. And then, Razor Swipe. Damsel in distress, my butt.
A death by inches.
It's kind of funny, she's probably the stronger one once she transforms. She's not a damsel in distress. She's just acting. Taking what we can.
Remind yourself that
Leaving the blood, because once we open this up, Passage of Living Flame for the Judicator. Plus move chance. Crucified does plus 50% bleed amount. Indictment Brand now has a 1-round cooldown, and on an Indictment Brand hit, heal for 12% of your max HP. Transformed. Transcended. Plus 30% debuff chance, and plus 10 accuracy if you have the set, which... Do I have it now? I think I have it now. That is the Baron's Courtyard. Which got me the Baron's Lash. Trophy for this little section. Plus 25% debuff resistance, plus 10% debuff chance, plus 2 speed, minus 10% stun chance, or minus 10% stun resistance. And values are doubled if you have the Crimson Curse, which I will be avoiding. Viscount's Invitation. 15,000 gold in addition to the 9,500 I collected, and Jury for the Lawbringer. Effects are doubled if you are virtued. You get plus 4 crit, plus 10 accuracy, plus 3 speed, minus 10% damage, and plus 15% stress. And Executioner, plus 100 crit versus HP below 26, plus 50% virtue chance, minus 100% stress relief done if virtued, and plus 30% stress if afflicted. 36 crusts, 3 deeds, and 1 blueprint. Cool. So Celine got bulimic, unfortunate. Skilled Gambler on Vigo, and Deviant Tastes for Gen Greymane. I don't want to ask what you're up to in there, buddy, knowing that you can transform into that werewolf. Ranni hit level 4, Vigo hit level 4, the others on the cusp of hitting.
The virulent clouds from the courtyard have abated. The airs of the estate feel Narrowly agreeable once again.
A veil lifted. A haze of contagion has abated, due in no small part to the recent triumph over the age-old horror that has lurked for far too long behind the long-sealed courtyard gate. Removes the Crimson Curse from all afflicted heroes. And what it doesn't say there is we also reset the infestation here, so we won't be seeing them for a little while, which is amazing. So I can train in peace for a little bit. Which will be nice, because now I can go finish off what little bit of apprentices I have. Well, not all of them, because I still don't have a bowman. But that being said, might be a little while before I get them just because of RNG stuff. But then we can go straight into veteran stuff, finish that up, and start, I won't say start finishing it up, but start hitting veteran stuff more. And then eventually get into champion. But there are a lot of good trinkets to start picking up, a lot of good ones, so this would be the time to start really looking around now that that's done and seeing what I want to grab, when I want to level other people up, and what I really want to do, because there's not bad ones like just laying around. I'll have to figure out what I want to do, because now that now that that's over and done with, I have options. But the Viscount is a champion level 1, so once I start getting the infection again, it's not going to get done for a very long time, I feel like, because champion's a little while off. So we'll have to see what I want to do, but I'm probably going to start leveling heroes up like crazy again. I'm not sure who and where, but I know we took a few losses like the Flagellant recently, and we want to get him back up. A few heroes like that. So I will probably be taking a look at what we have left, leveling all of them up where I can, and going from there. So that's probably going to do it for this time. I'm very happy that went off as smoothly as it did. I was kind of expecting a few losses on the Baron, but hopefully that's how a few of the Crimson Court bosses are going to go. We'll have to see. That'll do it for this time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and otherwise, as always, I wish you all well. I'll see you next time, and please, have a good one.